Pomegranate is one of the oldest fruits known to man. It's even historically in the Bible. It originated in Mesopotamia in the Middle East, Mesopotamia being modern-day Iraq today. That fruit has basically over the years been lost. One of the main pushers of pomegranates started spending a lot of money developing, or in the universities, doing research on what the pomegranate's health benefits are. There's new science going on right now. They had 5 women that had breast cancer, and the University of Santa Barbara, University of Utah, and the one out of University of San Diego have done a test. And what they did is they did an extract from the skin of the pomegranate, and they concentrated it, and it has the ellagic acid in it. They extracted it, concentrated it, and injected it into the women that had breast cancer. And as of right now, they've been in remission now for 2.5 years. Now, they don't call it a success until the women are in remission for 5 years. That's the waypoint. And so there's a lot of benefits with a pomegranate that most other fruits don't have. The nice thing about pomegranates is they have a huge amount of antioxidants. They're very good for people who have blood sugar. It has an enzyme in it that helps lower blood sugar in people that are diabetics. Out of the 2 fruits that diabetics can usually consume is dates and pomegranates, even if you're type 2 or type 1 diabetic. The reason we got started in it is when we got out of the dairy business, I was looking for something different to do that was more new and innovative. And I started looking into pomegranates, and I decided that we would plant trees. And the guy who originally planted or sold us the trees said he would give us a contract to buy back the fruit. And when I came down to it, 4 years later, when I actually bought the trees from him, I asked him if he had a facility, and he has no facility to crush it. So that's where we started got our own crusher to make our own juice, and then started marketing juice. But of course, we had to start with having fruit brought in first. We bought fruit because our trees weren't in full production yet. And we started bringing out outside fruit and crushing it ourselves and making the juice the way we do it. We have a unique process of juicing. We don't do what most of the other industries do. The other businesses, they take the fruit and they put it through a drum and spin the fruit. And when they spin the fruit, it blows apart. Some of the skins go out and some of the membrane goes out. We don't do it that way. The whole product, the whole fruit itself gets used. There's no waste. And so that was one of the key factors of one of the ideas too of getting into it, was because of that. You walk away without any waste. Everything gets consumed or used up in a positive fashion. This here is the bin dumper. What we do is the fruit comes in those bins over there, and with a forklift we put the fruit bin in here. It'll dump the bin into the auger leg over here. And then when it dumps the fruit in, the auger then feeds it into the cutter inside. And then we're gonna go in now, and you'll see the cutter and the machine, how it separates the fruit. This is where the finisher, popping the arrows and juicing it, and then you have the auger taking the seed out, and then you've got this elevator here taking out the skins that have already been separated prior to the arrows going into the juicer. This machine here can do approximately 2 semi-loads a day of fruit, which is about 50 tons a day, this one machine. The pipe that I showed you guys that was bringing the juice comes through that wall now from the crusher, comes all the way here, and right now it's connected to do the wash cycle. But that curve turns down, there's a pipe that comes up from the tank and connects to it, and it puts the juice into the tank. It is pumped into the tank by the pump at the juicer. It's very critical to have agitators on the tank so that, because we keep the juice cooler than we do milk. We keep it at below 32 degrees because it doesn't freeze at that temperature. But you have to have the agitators running, because if not, what it'll do is it'll freeze on the walls, because it freezes that much more, and the center won't freeze enough. It won't cool enough, and it'll start to want to go into the fermentation process before it gets pasteurized. So the agitators keep the juice moving, so it's constantly cooling from the walls to the center, and it keeps the juice nice and fresh before we send it off to be pasteurized and bottled.
I think it's being accepted very well, especially down south in Gelson's, which is, they have more than one store, but one of them is in the heart of Hollywood. It's doing very, very well. She has actually emailed us and said that the response, consumers are coming back to buy more juice. So that's always a good thing. That means they like it and they're enjoying it. And now we're also selling there the Merlot grape with the pomegranate at Gelson's. Also, eventually they're also going to, try to get it into Save Mart and Rayleigh's and the other stores.